I heard it from the grapevine that, Inkaba on Mzansi Magic is your brainchild.
Yes, I created Inkaba. I was commissioned by Mnet Mzansi Magic to come up with a concept that would become a drama series. And I said to them, I don't want to do a soap. I don't want to play around. I want to do the beginning and the end. Because I can't be stuck in 7 years or 10. People think, I've been in this series for 20 years. Christ, I could die. I'm a creative spirit. My soul is restless. I keep wanting to say and find new things. So I created the story based on two families pre-94 who have children that continue the feud, the fighting post-94. We created 208 episodes. And now completed it, and it's done. So I've moved to other things. In fact, even Khumb'Likhaya is my brainchild.
Yes, I was surprised.
I am the one who said to Urban Brew, we should come up with a program that connects long-lost relatives, long-lost within friends. I wanted to create a project where someone coming from exile who arrives in South Africa and doesn't know what happened to their family, and we would help that person to connect. I want the migration from rural communities into urban in search of work and better opportunities, and leaving grandparents and children behind. Now you live in an urban sort of informal settlement or house. You've forgotten where you come from. I wanted that link to say we could reconnect you with your past. And that's what happened. That's how Khumb'Likhaya was born.
And it's actually working when Tata. But you mentioned some of the things about Ilanduga actors, especially actors as you call you these days. But what do you think of the state of production, especially in film and television industry in South Africa as a whole?
In theater, I'm very, very encouraged. I'm beginning to see the emerging new writing. Young people beginning to ask important questions in their own language, in their own medium, talking about, an AIDS-free generation, talking about teenage pregnancy, high school dropout, talking about the disintegration of the family African structure, looking after the people as people in the village. In the film and television, I see commercialism creeping in. The world is becoming tired of hearing how we suffered. The world wants to know, where do we go from here? We have to use the formula. The formula of film and television is entertainment, and find a way within that to slide in a message. Then the world watches it. If you watch Hollywood movies, the latest releases, they're about nothing. But the way they've been structured, the acting, the car chases, the shooting of dead bodies with nearly in one scene 12 bodies lying, that's what the present audience wants to gulp. What we need to do as South Africans is to find a way of telling the story of our people using the formula of Hollywood. We should learn from Bollywood, who uses the formula but tell Indian stories and sell it all over the world. We should take a leaf from Nollywood in Nigeria. Although we can criticize it as, it's rubbish, it's no acting, it's what.
Yes.
But it's got to be careful to give the people what they want. You've got to give the people what they desire, plus teach a little bit so that the quality continues to improve, so that one day the South African film and television industry can stand on the same platform with Hollywood and other international movie makers.
I have to say this, congratulations in receiving your Doctor of Philosophy degree in recognition of your excellent contribution to theater. How important is education and equipping yourself in any industry, for that matter?
You see, people don't understand. Actors come up and they hit the headlines, but they have no business understanding of how to manage themselves as a business. Yes. Therefore, all actors should go through a crash course of financial management, so that while they are the hit, making huge money, they are able to plan and structure the financial income to survive them and make them sustainable even towards old age. Within the education forum or platform, we need that our young people are introduced to the arts at the beginning formative years, where they are just given paint and paper to make drawings, not the ones you put in front of your fridge with a magnet, because my child drew this. I'm talking about serious involvement in writing, in poetry, in painting, in music, so that they can choose when they finish the formative years into high school, that this is where I want to go. But we too have to create an industry that is ready to receive them. What's the point of doing a BA in music and you don't teach and you don't get a school where you can teach it? What's the point of doing a drama and pass in honors and there's nobody to employ you? It is our responsibilities as the practicing professionals today to impress upon government, the private sector, the community at large, when there's a production at the Opera House in Port Elizabeth, under this new stewardship of this young man called Monde, that it is where we should go. We should go there. We should go support the development of that talent. It is the only way we can get them to come out there as John Kanis and Winston Jonas, as Saharas, as Brenda Fassie, as Ringo Madlingos. If we do not support them, they're going to die in the Dagu Hall. They're going to die and think, well, I'll go to Joburg. Yes, the grass is greener on the other side. But when you arrive in Joburg, there's 10,000 other cows grazing in that one patch.
Sure.
So that's the challenge, is to create work where we are, to take the Port Elizabeth and reposition it as the capital of the Eastern Province Entertainment Center. Then the great track will move to Port Elizabeth and spread throughout the country. We should also reharness all the talent that left the Eastern Cape to make sure they come back, not to replow or to play my social responsibility, critically to go and work and develop young talent and then decide what to do with the talent they've discovered. When Kaiser Chiefs Scouts and Orlando Pirates Scouts watch in the open field, they point that boy, that one, and they take them away.
Yes, that's
and
what
then
happens.
Put them in an academy, put them in the junior side, and they end up in the senior side. In culture, we go there, look at boy Mtat, this boy is good, and we leave him there. We go to East London, oh, that girl is great, she's becoming a wonderful, but we leave her there. We go to Port Elizabeth, we see a group of young people doing incredible work. We say to them, you're doing very well, and then we get in the plane and we go home. So what happens? Nothing. He waits and waits, she waits and waits, and then she goes back and she dies. And another one comes up until we have a place, when we've discovered them, that we put them in so that we can expose them to the broader world, the broader industry. So we can talk about successful people who came out of the ghetto are now going back to the ghetto.
And actually helping those, who also still and look up to them. Tata, before we let you go, your last words or words of wisdom, actually, to those who aspire to be you one day, can you leave them with something just to encourage them,
To those that are like me, I use this image. When you get into the lift to the top floor, when you arrive at the top floor, could you press ground so that it goes down again to pick up somebody who's standing at ground floor? To the young people, be ready, be prepared. Hone your craft. Learn as much as you can so that when the knock is on your door, when opportunity knocks, you are ready. And when you get that opportunity, take it with both hands and make sure no one will ever forget that there was you at this given time. Many of our artists are identified and the opportunity knocks, they're not ready. They don't know anything. And then they appear in one of the television series and you never see them again because they were not ready. Be ready because the train is going to stop. You have a ticket in your hand. When you get that train, your journey begins.
The grandfather of South African theatre, activist, acting legend, Dr. John Kani. Thank you so much, Dada, for taking time and talking to us. We really appreciate it. And I certainly trust that a lot of young people are listening to you right now and they have learned a lot of things.
I want to say a special thank you to the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University for honoring the prophet who comes back home and is now also famous at home.
Yes. One of the things that I love about you so much is that your sense of humor kills me.
That's why I'm still alive. I can laugh at myself and laugh at the world around me and celebrate the little successes that we make and achieve.
Thank you so much once again. Say have a great Saturday.
And bye-bye.